The philosophy of Buddha is not a system of blind belief, nor a rigid set of rules. It is a path of understanding, awareness, and deep inner transformation. More than 2,500 years ago, Siddhartha Gautama, later known as the Buddha, set out to explore the nature of suffering, happiness, and human existence. What he discovered continues to inspire millions of people across the world today. Buddha's journey began with a simple yet profound realization. Life contains suffering. This suffering is not limited to physical pain or emotional distress, but includes dissatisfaction, restlessness, fear, and the constant sense that something is missing. Even moments of pleasure are fragile, for they fade quickly, leaving behind longing and attachment. The Buddha did not see this as a reason for despair, but as an invitation to understand reality more clearly. According to Buddha, suffering arises from desire and ignorance. We cling to pleasures, possessions, identities, opinions, and expectations, believing they will bring lasting happiness. Yet everything in life is impermanent. Our bodies change, our emotions shift, relationships evolve, and circumstances transform. When we resist this truth and try to hold on, we create suffering. The mind becomes trapped in endless craving, fear of loss, and dissatisfaction. The philosophy of Buddha teaches that freedom begins with awareness. By observing our thoughts, emotions, and reactions without judgment, we start to understand how suffering is created within us. This awareness allows us to break the automatic patterns of desire and aversion. Instead of reacting blindly, we learn to respond consciously. In this space of awareness, true peace becomes possible. One of the central teachings of Buddha is the middle way. He discovered that neither extreme pleasure nor extreme self-denial leads to liberation. Excessive indulgence creates dependency and weakness, while severe asceticism exhausts the body and clouds the mind. The middle way is a balanced path of wisdom, ethical living, and mental discipline. It encourages moderation, clarity, and harmony in all aspects of life. Buddha also taught that the self, as we commonly perceive it, is an illusion. We tend to believe in a fixed identity, a permanent me that defines who we are. But when we examine our experience closely, we find only a constant flow of sensations, thoughts, feelings, and perceptions. There is no unchanging core. This insight, known as non-self, helps dissolve ego, pride, fear, and attachment. When the illusion of a permanent self fades, compassion and understanding naturally grow. Compassion stands at the heart of Buddha's philosophy. When we realize that all beings experience suffering and seek happiness, we develop empathy and kindness. Compassion is not pity, but deep understanding. It is the wish that others may be free from suffering and find peace. Through compassion, the boundaries between self and others soften, and a sense of unity emerges. Another fundamental teaching is impermanence. Everything that arises will pass away. This truth applies to joy and sorrow alike. Understanding impermanence helps us appreciate each moment more fully, without clinging or resistance. When we accept change as natural, life becomes lighter. We stop fighting reality and begin to flow with it. Meditation plays a central role in Buddha's path. Through meditation, we train the mind to become calm, focused, and clear. By observing the breath, sensations, and thoughts, we develop deep awareness of the present moment. Gradually, the mind becomes less reactive and more peaceful. Meditation is not an escape from life, but a way to see life as it truly is. Mindfulness, the practice of being fully present, transforms everyday activities into opportunities for awakening. Walking, eating, speaking, and working can all become moments of awareness. When we are mindful, we experience life directly instead of living lost in thoughts about the past or future. This presence brings clarity, peace, and gratitude. Wisdom in Buddha's philosophy is not merely intellectual knowledge, but direct insight into the nature of reality. It is the deep understanding that suffering arises from attachment, that everything is impermanent, and that there is no fixed self. This wisdom dissolves ignorance and leads to liberation. With wisdom comes freedom from fear, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. Ethical conduct is another essential aspect of the path. Buddha emphasized non-harming, honesty, respect, and responsible living. Ethical behavior purifies the mind, builds trust, and creates harmony in relationships. When we act with kindness and integrity, inner peace naturally follows. Our actions shape our character, and our character shapes our destiny. The philosophy of Buddha does not promise instant happiness or external success. Instead, it offers a path of deep inner freedom. It teaches that true happiness does not depend on possessions, status, or external conditions. True happiness arises from clarity, compassion, and understanding. One of the most powerful aspects of Buddha's teaching is personal responsibility. He did not claim to be a savior, but a guide. Each person must walk the path themselves. Liberation cannot be given. It must be discovered. This empowers individuals to take ownership of their lives and their inner growth. Buddha encouraged questioning, investigation, and direct experience. He advised his followers not to accept teachings blindly, but to test them in their own lives. This spirit of inquiry makes his philosophy timeless and universal. It invites each generation to explore truth for themselves. In daily life, Buddha's philosophy offers practical tools for dealing with stress, anger, fear, and confusion. By observing our reactions, we learn to respond with wisdom rather than impulse. By cultivating compassion, we transform conflict into understanding. By practicing mindfulness, we find peace even in the midst of chaos. Suffering, in Buddha's view, is not a punishment or a curse. It is a teacher. It points us toward deeper awareness and growth. When we face suffering with clarity and courage, it becomes a doorway to awakening. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to learn, to let go, and to evolve. The ultimate goal of Buddha's path is liberation, known as nirvana. Nirvana is not a place or a reward, but a state of complete freedom from suffering, ignorance, and attachment. It is a state of profound peace, clarity, and compassion. In nirvana, the mind rests in perfect balance, free from craving and fear. Yet the beauty of Buddha's philosophy is that the journey itself is meaningful. Each step toward awareness brings greater peace and understanding. Each moment of mindfulness is a taste of freedom. The path is not about reaching a distant goal, but about transforming the way we live here and now. In a world filled with noise, speed, and constant distraction, the teachings of Buddha offer a return to simplicity and presence. They remind us to slow down, to breathe, and to truly experience life. They invite us to look inward, to understand ourselves deeply, and to cultivate compassion for all beings. Buddha's philosophy transcends religion, culture, and time. It speaks directly to the human condition. It addresses the universal questions of suffering, meaning, and happiness. Whether one follows Buddhism or not, these teachings offer valuable insights into living a more conscious and fulfilling life. At its core, the philosophy of Buddha is a message of hope. It teaches that suffering is not permanent, that peace is possible, and that transformation lies within our reach. By cultivating awareness, wisdom, and compassion, we can free ourselves from the chains of ignorance and fear. In every breath, there is an opportunity to awaken. In every moment, there is a chance to choose clarity over confusion, kindness over anger, and peace over conflict. This is the timeless invitation of Buddha's philosophy: to wake up, to see clearly, and to live with an open heart. The path is simple, yet profound. Observe the mind. Understand suffering. Let go of attachment. Cultivate compassion. Live mindfully. Through these steps, life becomes a journey of awakening, where each moment shines with meaning, depth, and peace. And in this awakening, we discover the truth that the Buddha revealed, that within us lies an endless source of wisdom, love, and freedom, waiting patiently to be realized.